What up, my ninjas? How are you? Hope you're well. Hope you're happy and healthy. Don't forget, head over to my website, elliottmarshall.com. You can get all gospel fire related things, Elliott Marshall related things from there. So last week we talked about failure. This week I want to tell a little story. It's related to failure, in a grander sense here. So I coach my youngest child's flag football team, and there are four very skilled athletes on the team. One of them, my son included. And then everyone else is rather average. Some better, some not. And let me first start by saying, look, I understand we got a catchy title going on here. Like the Are We All Equal? I'm just trying to get you to click. A little clickbait. But yes, I believe we are all equal in the sense of we all should have equal rights and equal opportunity and the ability to go achieve. But, and I pause because some of us are better at certain things than others, and that's 100% okay. That actually is really, really good, and we really, really need that in the world. So let's get back to my kid now and this flag football team. So they've smashed everybody so far this season up until, this one game that we were playing a couple weeks ago. And to the point where, they have mercy rules, which I'm totally okay with. Like if you get up 35 points, they call the game and yada, yada. So we've tried not to get up 35 points. We've let the other team score a little bit. We stopped scoring and things like that. I have a very competitive child. There's four or five other kids who are also very competitive. So this last week here, a couple weeks ago, we knew we were in for a game, and we knew this other team also had some skilled athletes. So we got to play. We got to really find out what it was, which I'm great with. And I know they're 8 years old in third grade and all this shit. Look, I don't give a fuck. When it's time to win, it's time to win. And I think this is something that we need to do. We need to win. You need to learn how to win. You need to learn how to lose. The competition is very necessary. So I am, as most of you know who are listening to me, very, very happy with competition. So we're playing, and there comes a point in the game where we have to make this decision. The other team is playing mostly their best three players. Like they had three very skilled players, and those three kids, two of them were always on the field. We had been playing equal playing time the whole game through. We needed to make some plays. So for 4 plays, we put the best kids in, and we went and won the game on those 4 plays. Now afterwards, some of the parents complained. And one of the parents said to us as the coaches, no one is better than at this age. And again, I'll go back to the better than as humans. No, of course not. But better than as in football players, well, yeah, there are. And that's really okay. Let your kid fail is what I want to say. And I'm not the head coach of the team. Let your kid be worse than, and then talk to them. My kid has been worse than. I have my very highly athletic kid has been worse than, in the sense that he played when he was in first grade on a third grade team. That's a huge difference. He couldn't figure out who his man was to match up with in a basketball game. He couldn't figure it out. And he would go in the game, the coach would put him in the game, and then he would mess it up and then have a turnover, and then the coach would pull him, and then afterwards he'd be crying and very upset. Look, that's on my job as a goddamn parent to handle that. That's on my job as a parent to say to my child, hey, look, man, if you want to play in the game, this is how you have to play in the game. You have to know who your man is. You have to run down the court, play defense, and maybe the coach will give you some more playing time. And that's what we did. That's what we did as parents. We owned my wife and I, we owned our child's lack of ability to play, and then helped him learn how to play. So as parents, please don't try to equalize out the outcomes for your children, because this is not an equalized outcomes world. We don't, the world doesn't work like that. We can try all we fucking want to have outcomes equalized. If your kid is not good at sports, it is fine. Let them try, let them fail, and move on. But my kids, man, if you want to try to have my kids color in between a line, it's not going to happen. They're not good at this. And that's okay. I'm not pushing them to art. I'm not saying that their painting should be hung in the school and on art projects. It's fine. My kids tend to be this athlete. You know, surprise, surprise, right? My wife was an athlete, I was an athlete. But go ahead. Go ahead and let your kids just fall flat on their face. There's nothing to do with you. Nothing. Your job now is to see if you can lift them up. Find a way to lift the child up. Find a way to lift your child up. Find a way to keep presenting a skillful amount of failure to them in a way that they can then learn from it. Could you imagine if Bill Gates or Steve Jobs only tried to play football? Where would the world be? They failed at football. They were this tech nerdy guy. And look, it worked out for them. Good for them. Good for them, right? So go ahead, put your kids in it all. Let them figure it out. Let them try. And when they fail, be there for them. And then go find their thing. Find their thing. That's what we need to be doing. Not trying to equalize oh man, make sure my kid plays as much as your kid. It's just not how it works. The world doesn't work like that. Discover your passion, find your power, give your purpose to the world.